can certainly hope for it. And I thought it was a nice carryover from the New York game. In some ways, some of the game planning was an extension of the New York game, and thought our guys did a really good job executing that. Thought defensively it was about as connected as we've been all season, and our execution level was very high. And then offensively, again, just continue to build out, some of the intentional tactical stuff, and we've been really sharp with that over the past 10 to 14 days. And I think we're 13-1 now, and we have 30 or more assists. So it was really just a complete game for us on both sides, and challenged the guys to have the same spirit in the second half, knowing they'd make a run. Made their run, we responded, and just fantastic basketball on both ends of the floor for us tonight.
Sure. JJ, LeBron is 4 years old, just came off this great trip. Just defensively, the energy he's playing with right now, particularly without Anthony Davis, what did you kind of see from him on that ball in terms of the connectivity and his activity?
I thought he led us on both ends, and it says something that he every few games he's raising his hand asking for something. He's going full tilt on both ends of the floor, and it'd be very easy for him, given his resume and accomplishments and age and frankly bank account, if he wanted to just save himself for offense. And he's playing both sides of the ball, giving everything he has. Another great game from him.
I assume this is the problem with kids, look at you.
Actually, it was the game here. It's so loud in there that it was a game here a few weeks ago that started this cough. And I finally bit the bullet and started medicine tonight, so hopefully it's gone in a few days.
My feel for you, JJ, is that, a big trade or a roster shuffle happens, and it's like someone dubbed a new puzzle, like the pieces out in front of you, and your brain is like, okay, I can't connect them together. How are you balancing that with the fact that Luka's not playing right now, and we might have some more changes in the next couple of days in terms of future planning versus staying in the moment, and your coach framework?
Yeah, I think the puzzle in some ways, solving that puzzle got a little bit of time due to him not being available, this week, maybe Saturday, but just these first two games, and then going into All-Star break where you've got then some more time to really lock in as a coaching staff. And the balance for me and the group has been maintaining the spirit that we've built, the identity that we've built, the connectivity that we've built, particularly over the last month or so. And again, that, Aaron and I were talking about it when we subbed everybody out, like it was there again tonight. And when our group plays with that, we're a very competitive team.
JJ, Luka joined the group on the bench right before tip-off. Obviously, sitting next to LeBron, interacting with him, I'm sure in the locker room and stuff. But what was it like just having him tonight for the first time? Obviously, not on the court, but just the off-court stuff.
Yeah, no, it was good to have him in the building today for the press conference. We got some work in. Got some work in yesterday afternoon as well. I think for him, the emotions of it, and some of those emotions can be negative, and some of those emotions can just be shock. And he's used the word processing with me, and I think each day that goes by, he feels like he's realizing his new normal, if that makes sense. And I think for any guy that gets traded midseason, that's a process, and that takes time. But loved having him around the group.
JJ, you told us that you got to spend some time with Luka once he got out of town. Has he gotten any time other than on the bench today to be around the group, his teammates, or any time today after the pressers to get a chance?
Yeah, we didn't want to have shoot around today just because the press conference was happening. We want to kind of keep our guys away from the building and let Luka and Rob sort of have their thing. And guys were in though. We had a court time after the presser, so he was around some of the guys then. Saw some of them yesterday too, once he got done with his physical, and we were kind of wrapping up just the brief team meeting we had, and then again today. So I think tomorrow will be the first kind of normal day, even though he's not necessarily be practicing with us. He will be on the court. He will be in the film session and that stuff.
So the 5-on-5 tomorrow will not involve him?
The 5-on-5 will. That's not like a practice. Yeah, it's gonna be stay ready and G League guys. Yeah.
JJ, to your right, what ways has Jackson grown the most in your eyes since the start of the season? How integral would he be for, I guess, this next iteration of the team going forward?
I think his ability to execute and his ability to process and then execute again. And I played with him his first 2 years in the NBA and loved playing like the two-man, the chase action, all the stuff where I could get him in the pocket. He's certainly done a really good job of that, but it's the pick and roll technique. It's the other night executing coverage versus Josh Hart, when we cross-matched. It's just like the little nuanced stuff with him that I see a real growth in. He's making a huge impact on our team. He's really good again tonight.
Last one.
I'm gonna go Nicholas. So I think it was late June you got this job. You obviously get thrown into a crazy storm of all the attention that comes with that. A few months after that, it's your home in an insane natural disaster. Then you're part of one of the biggest trades in NBA history. Like, is it possible to quantify or put into words just what the last 7-8 months is like for you?
No, and I haven't thought about it because it's the ability to compartmentalize and do what's necessary that day while still planning, of course. But I have a job to do. I have a responsibility to my family. I have a responsibility to the Lakers organization. I didn't get a break last summer, so I had a full season of podcasts, calling through the finals, took this job 3 days after, got started right away. I'm hoping we're playing in June, but whatever the off season is for me, I will finally take a little pause and reflect. I'm not going to do that anytime soon.
Thanks, Coach.
Just trying to help out you guys. I could leave it in front of you.
No.
You want me to do that?
I'm impressed with your.
I have not always had money.
Sean, obviously a great win for you guys tonight, but if we could kind of start with Saturday night and just when the news came down, your reaction and just how you've been able to kind of manage your emotions over the last 7 days.
Saturday night. Well, my emotions all over the place. Obviously, we had just come off a big win, huge win in the Garden. I was out. You got seen the report. I was out with my family at dinner and got the news. And the first time I heard it, I thought it was for sure fake. Thought it was a hoax. People messing around, whatever. But then when AD called me, AD FaceTimed me, and I talked to him for quite a while. And even when I got off the phone with him, it still didn't seem real, and it still pretty much didn't seem real until saw Luka today, and then I saw a clip of AD at the Dallas shoot-around. That's when it finally hit me like, oh shit, this is real.
I think the one thing you've always said about you is I feel like you've seen and heard it all.
Yeah, I ain't never seen this. I have. I've seen it all up until this one. I've never been a part of one transaction like that. That was different.
Obviously, as a leader and with such expectations, even for yourself in this franchise, how were you able to then just kind of regroup for yourself and for this team tonight?
Because there's a job at hand still. At the end of the day, I got to make sure that these guys are ready to go. Versus a damn good Clippers team, super well coached, great players, and we wanted to end this road trip off the right way. Going 5-1 on a 6-game road trip is very challenging, and then to end it, having to come, from New York, 6-hour flight a couple days ago to come here and win this game. It was a big time for us.
You and AD clicked immediately on the court and seemingly off the court.
Mm-hmm.
Just how do you sum up the partnership that you guys have had?
Great. It's great. It's everything and more. Literally became brothers over the last 5.5 years. What we was able to accomplish on the floor, obviously that goes without saying, but more importantly, what we was able to accomplish off the floor, just us growing together, knowing each other's families, seeing each other grow, seeing each other's kids grow. It's pretty unique. I was at his wedding when he got married. It was special for sure.
What do you kind of view your role, the best way you can help Luka get assimilated with the Lakers?
Whatever he needs.
LeBron, through the last few days, we've heard everyone from Steph Curry to Anthony Edwards and on and on and on just express so much shock that a 25-year-old generational talent who's been a 5-time consecutive All-NBA player, led his team to the finals last year, could get traded like this. How are you on that scale of shock?
Something I haven't seen before, obviously, but it was shocking when I heard the news, but at the end of the day, I understand the business of basketball. But I didn't make the decision, so. But it was just, shocking in the sense of who was involved, obviously. With Luka and AD. I don't know. I don't have much words for it.
Ron, you've been in the league for 22 seasons and obviously seen a lot go down. AD obviously was not only a teammate, but you won a championship with him and a very close friend off the court as well. Can you reveal just sort of what went down during that FaceTime between the two of you in that moment? Or both of you were processing this?
I mean, that's not AD. I don't want to, AD called me in confidentiality. And if AD wants to, talk about that moment, but it was definitely a weird, uncomfortable truth moment for us. Just knowing that he was going to be gone, that was very, very difficult, very challenging. I could see how in shock he was, obviously, and probably seen it from my face as well. So
You're at a stage in your career, year 40, or not year 40, I'm sorry, year 40 on Earth,
Yeah.
You're 22 in this league,
Uh-huh.
where you know that there's going to have to be a next at some point for a place that you play.
Mm-hmm.
To have this opportunity to bridge with Luka and whatever's next, how energizing is that? I'm sure there's a lot of complicated feelings right now about all of this, but are you energized by it?
yeah, it's kind of hard right now to kind of digest it with the, what it's going to look like on the floor. Obviously, two selfless competitors. Love seeing the success of our teammates. Luka's been my favorite player in the NBA for a while now. I think you guys know that. And I've always just tried to play the game the right way and inspire, the next generation. Luka happens to be one of them, and now we're teammates. So it would be a very seamless transition.
LeBron, I understand that you and Luka are generational talents, but what do you think it will take for this partnership to be really productive as best as can be?
Whatever we want it to be. It's going to take long. I can play with anybody. And I think he can as well, so we can work well together.
Dan was kind of talking about what comes next, and obviously Luka being a part of that. Is there any part of you that's kind of concerned that, already there was some debate around this team, right, about how much of your future do you sacrifice to kind of go all in and kind of maximize your window? Any concerns that because you brought in a young star, that some of these priorities kind of might shift more towards the future rather than the present?
What's wrong with that? If I had concerns, I would have waived my no trade clause and got up out of here.
And this
So you still feel like, you've said earlier this year, right, you still envision yourself finishing your career here? Is that still the case?
Listen, I'm here right now. I'm committed to the Lakers organization. I'm here to help Luka and Maxey make the transition as smooth as possible. Smooth been here before, so he already know we won a championship with him in 2020, so I ain't worried about him. But as a leader of the team, as one of the captains of the team, it's my job to make it as seamless as possible. So.
Ron,
Last question.
With you being a leader, one thing I've always noticed, you being able to control and dictate the pace of the game. When did that start happening for you, being able to control and dictate? Because a lot of superstars can't do that.
Yeah, being able to see plays before they happen, never being too sped up, not letting the defense speed you up, but also just, I guess I was taught the game the right way from my little league coaches all the way into, my AAU coaches to my high school coaches. It just taught me to play the game the right way and being able to, telling you you're not a leader unless you can inspire the guys around you, you can put guys in the right spot, and you can calm the noise when everything else seems like it's too much. So I've been blessed to be able to play the game and be coached by the right guys and kind of see things before it happens sometimes.
Thanks, LJ.
I didn't see Luka
We're
here.
done here.
I did not see it. I didn't see that shit.
Thank you.
How's everybody doing?
How are you?
Doing well, thank you.
Hey, Gabe, starting on the defensive end, obviously lost a couple of good defensive players, but it just seemed like a really connected group. That was what word that Jay described it. What did you see out there from the starters when you came in, just how you guys stayed like that and helped each other?
Yeah, I think we paid attention to the game plan. We followed the game plan, we executed it well. But most importantly, our effort and energy was there. We were flying around, making multiple rotations. We made some big plays on the defensive side.
And then just zooming out a little bit, you've been in the league for a while now, but it had to be kind of crazy the last couple of days. You lose a couple teammates, you gain some new teammates. Big deal, huge surprise. Can you take us through your mindset and how you felt like that was reflected in the team this last week?
Yeah, I mean, trades are sometimes an unfortunate part of the business. I think we were aware of that, but obviously we're coming off a high of that win on the road, and to get that news, obviously you never want to see guys go, especially guys that are so vital and intricate to our team. But definitely wish them the best. Organization make the decision they felt like that was best for the team, and we move forward. We just try to come in here and focus on the game at hand, situation at hand, and take care of business.
Gabe, I think you guys have won 7 of your last 8 games. 6 of those wins have been by double digits. We're talking with JJ. He's mentioned game plan discipline a lot. And you just mentioned executing the game plan. It seems like that's been a lot better the past couple weeks compared to the early season. Where is that coming from? Where is that connectedness coming from? Where is that, improved game plan discipline coming from?
Yeah, I mean, I think just like a point of emphasis. I think guys have just bought into it. Obviously, when you start buying into something and you get the reward of some success, it's easier to buy into it some more. But we seem to have found a little bit of a flow in terms of executing the game plan. Game plans, the coaching staff's credit has been great.
Hey Gabe, even before the trade, you guys were playing, some of your best defense of the year. Now, especially with AD and Max on, how much more importance is there on team defense, and you guys all doing it as a group instead of kind of relying on AD?
Yeah, I mean, not without having AD down there to just clean things up and to make up for a lot of mistakes. Guys are forced to take a little more pride. And obviously the addition of Dorian and the addition of Vando, it just takes our defense to the next level. As point of attack defenders, guys that can switch to multiple positions, they rebound the ball well. So some of those plays are just really inspiring. They make other guys make the small efforts that lead to big plays.
Congrats on the win, Gabe. So when you come to Miami Heat individually, what do you see different between the Laker defense that they have now and that Miami Heat defense? Is some of the similarities, defensive mentality, or is it a little bit different? Or?
I mean, that was a while ago, but it's definitely different. I think we have a little more size and a little more length. They changed schemes a lot in Miami when I was there. We'd go zone, we'd blitz, we would be in a show, we would do a lot of different things defensively, but with this group and this makeup, we're finding a good rhythm with what we've been doing.
Okay. Congrats on the win, first of all.
Thank you.
For you, being a role player and kind of getting a lot of opportunities, being able to shoot the ball and things like that, what are you most looking forward to as far as playing alongside Luka and creating a lot of opportunities for you guys on driving kicks and shot opportunities?
Yeah, I mean, I've been fortunate to play with a couple guys and Jimmy and Bron that demand a lot of attention, and Bam and Tyler Hero and Austin Reaves, and now you add a Luka to that mix, These are guys that get doubled a lot. It's going to be hard to double them, and for me, it's just to be ready to shoot. Hopefully we get some more shots that are less contested each one, as they have to rotate. So just try to do my part on the defensive side and be ready to shoot offensively.
Can you just think through where you were when you first heard the news and kind of how you processed the information?
Yeah, I mean, I was with my girl at 7-Eleven getting Gatorade and getting some water, and my phone was going crazy, and I was like, let me just answer the phone. happened to be a friend of mine called, and he was like, "Is everything good? Did you hear the news?" I'm like, at that point, I thought I got traded, so I hung up, called my agent. I'm like, "What's going on?" He's like, "I think someone got hacked, but this is what happened." I'm like, "I'll call you back." So then I went to our team group chat. People were sending messages, and, from there, and things just happened fast.
Thanks, Gabe.
Yeah, appreciate y'all. Have a good night.
Austin, if you don't mind zooming out first, just kind of taking through the big win Saturday night, get the news. Here you are a couple days later, kind of playing a basketball game, playing well. What's it all been like for you?
Yeah, it's been tough. This is the first situation that's kind of been like a shock since I've been in the league. Me and D'Lo were really good friends, are really good friends. I think you could see that one coming. And then with this, after the Knicks game, everybody thought it was fake. I think everybody in the world thought it was fake. So it's been a tough couple days. Forgetting all the basketball stuff. Just being, I've been around, AD for 3 years, or 4 years, this is my fourth, and then been around Max for 3. You create real relationships with these guys, and that's been the toughest part for me. After a couple games here recently, we've been on the bus, and AD would bring his phone up to me, and it would be his kid, and he would be telling AD, I want to talk to Reaves, and I would always tell him to do the celebration, and he would start doing it. So it's just little things like that are why it's tough. But it's a business, and you gotta get past that and look forward to what we got now.
Great anecdote there. Thinking about Luka and Tommy and kind of what you've done multiple things now the last couple of years, more on the ball, some you played off the ball, playing with LeBron, screen, all that. How do you kind of, just the first thing that you think of Luka on the court, and how that impacts your game in a positive way?
I've been saying this since I played Luka. My rookie year, I told my people back home that talent-wise, he could easily go down as a top 10, top 5 player ever. Does everything on the court. The way he passes the ball, scores the ball, is almost second to none. And just to create, chaos for other teams' defense is going to give, everybody on our team opportunity to, make the right play if it's shot or if it's attack or close out. So can't wait to, get him healthy and, see what that looks like.
And kind of combine the big picture stuff you talked to, Mike, about the emotions of this to finally get into a game where you guys have been all over the country, just go back to the East Coast. I know everybody's pretty tired, pretty emotionally fried. How encouraging was it to see the level of toughness and focus in terms of execution tonight? And what kind of impressed you most about the way your team played?
Yeah, I think I've spoke about this many times. I think most recently with the fires and stuff that's happened in LA, like basketball is an outlet for all of us. Anytime you can, come together as a group and kind of forget everything else that's going on in the world and just compete as a group, one common goal to, go win a basketball game is I think my favorite part about basketball and it being a team sport is once you hit the court out there, nothing else matters in that moment. It's really just all about what you're going to do to help your team be successful. And the way we come out with the energy, like you said, and the effort defensively, we were flying around, really paying attention to the details in the game plan. Was one of our best performances all year.
Austin, after the trade, you guys lost some playmaking, some scoring, and after you obviously add some of that now with Luka. How do you envision you, Luka, LeBron, just that fit between you three and what that unlocks offensively in terms of just playmaking, shooting, scoring, all over the floor?
Yeah, I think it just is, I don't necessarily think you should throw me in that conversation. Just thinking about those two, unselfish basketball players that play the game the right way, love to see their teammates have success, and I think it's gonna help me in a lot of ways to be a second side playmaker, create more like I said, second side closeout situations where I can attack a closeout and then make a play on that third side. But I can't wait to see what that looks like on the court together. I'm very excited about that.
Austin, to your right, it was late in the second quarter. LeBron had that and one right before the half dispensing, and on the side of the bench, you have Luka over there just like clapping, applauding him. I know some guys have talked about like how kind of surreal this past 72 hours have been. Was that like a moment where you kind of felt more real, like this is Luka and LeBron on the same team, and this is like what our future's going to look like for the next however long?
Yeah, today when he got here before the game was the first time I've seen him around, and it's kind of crazy. Everybody knows how good he is, what a competitor he is, and then to team that up with arguably the greatest player ever, I think we can make something special happen.
Yeah, Austin, you told us about the anecdote involving AD's son. We just talked to LeBron. Obviously, the emotions are still very raw for him. But basketball is the place where you go to kind of get away from life, and playing basketball now reminds you of these emotions that you guys are currently dealing with. How do you guys work through this moving forward?
I don't know. Like I said, this is the first time I've been a part of kind of the shock of a trade. And like I said, I asked Bron earlier, I was like, you've seen, you've been in the league for a billion years, you've had a million teammates, you've seen people come and go, and just, like, how do you deal with that? Because like I said, the last couple of days it's been tough for me. I feel like I had just like a empty pit in my stomach. Just because we've like I said, the last 4 years with AD, 3 years with Max, a couple years with Hood. Like I said, you create real relationships and bonds, and then out of nowhere, it's just they're on a different team. Competing to do what they want to do, and so to answer your question, I don't know. Continue to do what I do every day. Enjoy basketball, and every time I step on the court, kind of just let everything go and just have fun as if I was a kid still playing basketball.
Last one, Jordan.
Hey, Austin. Just seeing your growth, from the start all the way down, I kind of say every year, it seems like the game starts to slow down for you even more than it has. For you, even watching you with situations where, you'll wave off a teammate, tell Daniel to get a switch, and you get a switch opportunity. For you, how have you seen your growth in terms of making the game slow down, and also your reads begin to, continue to grow and expand as each year goes on?
Yeah, I think it's just continuing to learn. I got the best teacher, as if you want to call Bron a teacher, and manipulating the game and what you want to do on every possession. So ask questions to him. The coaching staff has been, great with that this year. I've had many sit downs with all of them talking about how, I can help manipulate the game to help us be successful. So it's really just continuing to grow, watch film, and really understanding what we want every single possession. Because this is a tough league to win in, and every possession matters. So anytime you can give yourself the best opportunity, every possession, you'll have a better opportunity to win those games. So that's really it. But thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you all.